Hey everybody, that's right. Welcome to the Bowfishing Buzz presented by AMS Bowfishing and
Megamouth Bowfishing as well.
That's right. My name is Matthew and I'm here with my sidekick, D. Schmitty.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful day today, Schmitty.
It makes it actually really hard to be at work.
Wow.
To be honest with you, I got the window open in the office. It's sunny out. It's beautiful.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Supposed to get in the 80s up here today in central Wisconsin.
Yeah. But then in typical Wisconsin fashion, Sunday, I think high of like 45 or something.
Yeah.
We dip right back down.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I think we're in the clear.
Yeah, nice thing is,
nice
even if we do get snow, it doesn't last more than a couple days anymore.
Right.
It melts right away. But
right.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, and I'm sure it's beautiful everywhere right now because I'm seeing a lot of pictures again on social media.
Yep.
People are out there shooting some fish.
Yep.
I got out this past
Friday.
Yep. Did a little bow fishing, and heading back out again tonight, Schmitty.
Are you?
You betcha.
Cool.
You bet. Getting back out there. And last Friday I went out bow fishing. I had somebody call me up and say, hey, you want to come down and do some bow fishing?
Yeah.
And
hot tip on where some fish were, or just
to go hang out a little bit. It's somebody that's kind of working his way up, and quite a few people know him in the bow fishing nation, I should say. Maverick Riley. He's right here in Wisconsin. He actually won the AMS Big 20 last year, Schmitty.
Yeah, there's a certain picture
that
I think of that comes to my head of them on their boat with a bunch of fish.
Oh, yeah. I know which picture you're talking about.
But that's a picture I think about.
Yeah. But he's a character.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
I tell you what, when we were shooting that night, he shoots a fish, gets it in the boat, and gets reloaded faster than a lot of people that I know.
Yeah.
He's darn quick on the draw.
He's shooting at Megamouth, correct?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yep. But he's quick.
Yeah.
He's fast.
Yeah.
And he's piling up fish right now.
Let me ask you this, Matt. Does he actually pee in pools, or does he just wear a hat that says
I didn't ask him that night, but I got a kick out of his hat. You know, Maverick's a good guy. Here's a cool part about Maverick, okay, is years ago we used to have the AMS Youth Bow Fishing Day here in Wisconsin.
Yep.
It was down on Petenwell at the county park down there, and parents would come and drop kids off to go bow fishing for a day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He was a kid that came there years ago to go out with boat captains and see what the heck this bow fishing is all about.
That's very cool.
Now he's, of course, older.
Right.
He's got his own boat and all that stuff. Now he's coming to these youth events, taking kids out, and he's traveling all across the country bow fishing. He just sent me a snap today. So he was out bow fishing till the wee hours in the morning.
Okay. Last night he was?
Yeah.
Okay.
He sent me a picture. He said, yep. He said, I just got 3 hours of sleep in my truck. Here he is all.
Oh, my gosh. Good Lord.
That's what it's about. I mean, really,
When we were on our trip last year, Matt, when we went to it was the U.S. Open, I think, last year.
Yeah.
Didn't he pull in like at...
Oh, yeah, that's
Remember
right.
that?
He got done with work and drove right straight through.
And he got there at 1 o'clock, met someone at the boat landing, did some scouting, and was ready to rock and roll the next morning.
Yeah.
And he was there at like 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember just you saying that. I remember that.
Yep.
That's wild.
But that just brings back memories because I can remember years ago going down to Kentucky. I remember going down there it was actually the first BAA Worlds that I ever shot in.
Okay.
I don't know what year it was, 2012, 2011 or something like that, whenever it was down there.
Yep.
And I remember getting done with work, loading up, and driving down there. We got down there. It's a 9-hour drive. And when we got down there, we went right on the water, started scouting.
And you worked a full day here and then drove down there after? Oh, man.
Yep.
That's a long day.
And I remember getting done scouting early, like at 4 or whatever in the morning.
Oof.
We went to a gas station and parked in the parking lot and crashed.
Wow.
And slept, And I'll never forget waking up. It was like a clear, sunny morning, and we had all the windows up, And it was like, I remember waking up going, it was like 140 degrees in the truck.
Oh,
all the windows
God.
were up. And it was just stuffy,
Just baking in the sun.
me and 2 other guys in there,
Oh, I bet you it just smelled amazing in there.
Great.
Oh, fish and sweat. Oh, God.
But that's what it's about,
That's true.
I mean, that's really what
look
it's
at that.
about.
You're telling us that story here how many years later. You remember that. You remember
Absolutely.
that. I think another cool thing about Maverick, too, is you went out on his boat the other night, correct?
Yeah.
So, back in whenever he was going to these kids' event, he could have been out on your boat. You could have been the captain of that boat. And here, how many years later, you're going out on
with his
boat. That's kind of that's a cool turnaround. Yeah. That's why we had those youth days.
And we're actually going to have Maverick on here in one of our future podcasts.
Good deal.
Going to have him join us because he sent me a text last night saying, man, he says, I just love bow fishing. He said, I could do this my whole life.
Yeah,
that's he loves awesome. It that much.
That's and obviously, what you just said about him getting 3 hours of sleep, sleeping in his truck. You got to have a passion for whatever you're doing to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very cool. Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what, Matt, this is episode 57.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows too, I don't know if we plugged it in our last podcast. We had a couple people message us, just a couple of tags on social media. No one really asked us any questions or anything, but we do have an AMS Bowfishing Buzz Facebook and Instagram page now. Correct. So feel free to go and follow those. We're always posting clips of the podcast and whatnot. And like we always say, if you have anything you want to talk about or discuss or have us discuss, feel free to let us know. We're all ears when it comes to that stuff. But for today's episode 57, we're going to call in Jesse Hurst.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
He's going to be joining us today. Jesse is the BAA Bowfishing Association of Michigan president, and will be hosting the BAA Worlds in Michigan.
Correct.
So I think that's a very important thing to have Jesse on today, just because, it's coming up. It's always good to get all of the information, a little bit of a side story of what he's got going on there. I think that'll be a good, relevant information for upcoming tournament that is, coming up here. So that's what we're going to have on the docket today for episode 57.
We're a little over a month away from Worlds.
Yeah. You know the exact dates for that, Matt?
That's May 20th.
May 20th. Okay.
Something like that. 21st, 20th.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Very cool.
And Schmitty, we've always been having the secret code. I guess if you want to. I'm getting rid of that sound.
You don't like the fantasy sound?
No, I don't like that sound.
Okay.
And we're not going to call it a secret code anymore. We're going to just be giving you guys.
We're just going to give it to you.
We're just going to give it to you. A discount code.
Yeah.
A discount code. It's going to go towards some awesome purchases that you can get.
And I was going to say, I just read what you're about to read.
Yeah.
Wow. We are opening up the floodgates here.
And what a great time to do something like this, because season is here, Schmitty.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Holy moly. All right.
So I'm just going to give you a discount code to all you listeners out there. The discount code is ACCESS20. ACCESS20.
What is that format? What are they going to get with that code?
If you go to the AMS or the Megamouth website.
Oh, wow. Double whammy.
Ba-ding. And if you go to the accessory tab up on the top, and if you purchase some stuff on there, you're going to get 20% off. All right?
20%.
What's that?
20%.
20% off.
Off all the accessories?
Yes. And listen to this list here, Schmitty. This isn't all of it neither. Line. All right? We all can use replacement line right now, and that's for Megamouth and AMS, all right? You got your finger tabs to save on your fingers from shooting so pecking much, because bow fishing is just that fast. If you like to go shoot them big heads or be a little secretive when you're going shooting, we got the Special Ops bow light also on that.
Holy cow.
The arrow tube, gaffs, line cutters, replacement tips. What a great time to buy some replacement tips right now. You get 20% off, Schmitty.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
The deckhand bow holder. It's an awesome, awesome little tool to kind of give your arms a break on all-night bow fishing. And those replacement tips, those little pieces of equipment in bow fishing take the most abuse out of anything, I think.
Yep, that's true.
They're getting, shot into bone, skulls, ribs, dirt, mud, rock, everything. And the Cyclone tips that AMS has here, they're heat treated to add more strength. And like I said, plus there's more, Schmitty.
Yeah.
So go out there on AMS and Megamouth websites, click on the accessory tab on the home page. 20% off. Enter the coupon code ACCESS20.
Absolutely. And just to go off that, Matt, too, just on the Megamouth side of things, we have our new pick mount. Our lever lock is on our accessories page. If you guys have a Megamouth that has the older style pick tube where you have to either loosen some set screws or use a thumb screw on the bottom to loosen that up, that's going to be 20% off. That has not been on sale since it's been out, and now it's 20% off. We have that along with the rod, along with all of our line and everything. So
bowl cases
are on there. Arrow tubes, all kinds of good stuff there to get you ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, we're just gonna give it to you because we want you to get out there and get some stuff because it's time to start. Yeah, need some new line, need replacement tips, arrow tubes. It's great I love my arrow tube.
Yeah,
I love my arrow tube.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very handy tool to have. Yeah. So, make sure to check that out.
That's right.
One thing we are just going to touch on here, too, AMS Bowfishing and Carbon TV Episode 2 is now available, Matt, Where the Buffalo Roam Part 1 of 2.
Right.
So that's live on Carbon TV. Make sure to go over there and check that out. And as always, we appreciate a good Carbon score. That's kind of their rating system. Yep. If you guys enjoy the episode, get some information and entertainment out of it, feel free to. It's an out of 10 rating. Feel free to rate us however you please. Right. However you guys want to do it.
And it's a really cool episode, Derek.
It's just from the little bit that you've been showing me editing it and whatnot. It's put together very well. Yeah. There's a good storyline there. I think that's something that people will appreciate, the whole journey, not just the highlights. It's everything. You know what I mean?
The cool part about that is it still brings back memories today.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. There's some giant fish that are shot in these 2 episodes. And we also get the kids out there.
Yeah.
And the kids get to be part of shooting an absolute beast of a fish in part 2. Yeah. But it's just a really neat episode. Big fish. If you love big fish, man, you're going to want to check out Where the Buffalo Roam Part 1 and 2 coming out next week.
Yeah. You mentioned that you get the kids out there. That's Cody and Ty.
Yeah.
Riding out there.
Yeah.
I don't oftentimes have situations in my life. I'm 25 years old. I don't oftentimes have situations where I'm like, oh, man, I'm getting old.
I bet when you watched that, you'd feel a little
When we went down to Kentucky last year, Cody was out with us. Yep. He was shooting. He's fantastic. He's a heck of a shot. He does a lot of photos and stuff for us. He's part of our field staff down there.
He was 16 years old.
Yeah, 16. Yeah. And then I happened to watch some of that footage that you had in these Part 1 and Part 2s, and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm getting old. It's crazy. Yeah. Oh, I don't even recognize him. Yeah, that made me feel old watching that.
I think he was either 11 or 12 when we filmed that episode.
Yeah.
And, it is really cool to see where he's at right now.
Mm-hmm.
He did spurt up pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep. And also don't forget that pre-registration for the AMS Big 20 is still going on. You have till the end of the month, and that's when the cutoff line is to receive a free AMS Big 20 T-shirt.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Actually, speaking of shirts, Schmitty, what do you think about this here?
I'm not going to lie to you.
What do you think about this?
How old do you think that
I'm going a little retro
is?
Today here with my old jersey here.
It looks sharp.
It's still pretty cool.
I like it. It looks good. You came in today in shorts and a jersey. I thought, holy moly, this buddy, he's ready for a photo shoot here today.
Yeah, this jersey's probably got to be 6-7 years old.
Really? So I maybe wasn't even working here when that jersey was released.
Might not have been.
Wow. It looks sharp. It holds up.
I got all my jerseys in my closet there, and maybe I'll wear the very first one I ever got next podcast.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. It's going to be like in black and white. Just like handwritten AMS Bowfishing, Schillinger on the back. That's cool. But yeah, pre-register for the Big 20. Make sure you get that done with.
You bet.
As people watching the video portion of the podcast here, you might see some new additions to our table. Oh, we got some sharp little hats out here. Yeah. We've got new leather patch hats for both AMS and Megamouth. They are on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin was going to add that Megamouth one on there here this morning, so that should be good to go. I know the AMS one is on there, so make sure to check those out.
Yep.
And
the nice thing about these, Derek, is I love their Richardson 112 hats.
Yeah.
They just fit so nice and so cool. And the leather patch, like you said on there, those come from Jeff Nyball.
Yep.
Down there with the shirt guys, and they're slick looking hats.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet,
sharp hats. I love that leather patch on there.
Just in case anyone's wondering about the hat that I have on, a little bit of a military green AMS leather patch hat. Those will not be available on the website. But maybe just keep your eyes open, because maybe they'll pop up somewhere and be available for purchase here in the future. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Or on something that might be going on social media right now.
Yeah, social media. Oh, that's right. We got to talk about that, Matt. I'm glad you said that. I was ready to skip right past that.
Yeah.
running right now, both on Megamouth and AMS Facebook pages. We've got a photo contest brewing. All right. So this last week Thursday, we announced the photo contest in the category. We're going to have 5 weeks, 5 different types of pictures we're looking for throughout those weeks. And last week's was common carp.
Common carp.
We got a bunch of awesome entries. What we're going to do with that? What is today? Wednesday. Tomorrow. Wow. So tomorrow we're going to pick the winner.
Yep.
Announce it on social media. They're going to get
on Facebook.
On Facebook, excuse me. It is a Facebook exclusive contest because you're commenting your submission for that picture.
Right.
And just a little side note here, if you get any weird messages underneath your photos saying, "Hey, you won, fill out this form," no, don't do that. We're not going to be. It's a fake. It's somebody trying to make a Megamouth account or AMS account. Don't fall for that. We won't be messaging you, personally, and we would never ask for any personal information. It's a hacker. Exactly. Yeah.
Wingnuts.
But yeah, whoever wins that contest, they're going to get some AMS or Megamouth swag sent their way. Some new stuff here that's going to be really cool. And each week we're going to announce the winner and also announce the category for the upcoming week. So we're going to have that photo contest run for 1 week, Thursday to Thursday. So just condition you guys, if you guys got some cool pictures, be sure to submit those and you can win some AMS or Megamouth gear.
Yep. But here's a really cool part about all this, Derek.
Yes.
So after the 5 weeks, AMS and Megamouth are going to pick the weekly photos.
Yep.
All right.
The weekly winners. Yep.
The weekly winners. After the 5th week, we're going to post those 5 photos that we picked. All right. Then you, the fans, are going to vote on the number 1 picture overall.
Yeah. Yep.
We're not going to pick that. You guys are going to pick that.
Yep.
And then they're going to win possibly a gift certificate from AMS and Megamouth.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I think that way that we were discussing that, Matt, I see this in a lot of places on Facebook. We'll post all 5 pictures in the same post, and then how we would gauge who wins based off of the fans, the voters, we'll announce that each picture is connected with one of the react emojis on Facebook. So there'll be one that, like, laugh, care is maybe one of them, heart or sad, whatever that might be. We'll explain it in the post. But yeah, you guys will be picking the grand prize winner for both of those contests. So that'd be pretty neat to do.
I mean, here, AMS and Megamouth, we're all about giving discounts, giving you free swag on social media.
I'm starting to get worried.
Some stuff.
Are we giving away too much stuff here? We got too many good deals running here.
Man alive.
It's awesome.
Man alive. We love bow fishing. We love all you listeners and other bow fishers out there. That's what we do. Yeah. That's what we like to do. So I think, Schmitty, we're going to give Jesse Hurst a call right after this break.
This is Megamouth. It's the first free spooling spin cast style bow fishing reel. It's ready to shoot. No button to push. Yes. You engage the reel by pulling the T-bar. Megamouth is built for bow fishing. It's tough. Dual stainless steel and brass gears. 3 heavy-duty axial pins. A no-fail anti-reverse. An unmatched 28 inches of line per crank. And a 3-year warranty. Megamouth, the professional bow fishing reel.
And welcome back to the Bowfishing Buzz, brought to you by AMS Bowfishing and
Megamouth Bowfishing as well.
All right, let's give Mr. Jesse Hurst, the president of BAM, which is a Bowfishing Association of Michigan. He's also, along with some of his volunteers, hosting the Worlds this year. So, yeah.
Good deal. Let's see what Jesse's got to say.
Let's give him a call.
Oh, nice and clear.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Jesse. This is Matthew and Derek from the Bowfishing Buzz. How the heck you doing today?
Not too bad. How about you guys?
We are doing great, man. It's 80 degrees over here. I'm going out bowfishing tonight, so I'm doing really good, Jesse.
Even better.
Yeah, how's the weather over in Michigan?
Oh, it's not too bad. I mean, we're going to be, I think, a high of low 70s a day. It's pretty sunny out.
Nice.
The wind's bad today. It's pretty good.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, we're going to get right into the interview here, Jesse. So are you ready for a couple questions from Derek and I?
You got it.
All right.
All right, Jesse. So first question here, just tell our listeners who Jesse Hurst is. Just a little background on yourself, where you're from, what your hobbies are, married, kids, whatever you want to share.
Okay. Well, I'll try to keep it quick. Well, I mean, born and raised right here in Langsburg, Michigan, about 15 minutes north of Lansing. Pretty much mid-Michigan area. Got 2 younger brothers. Obviously coming up through school. I got into baseball, football, just the normal kind of stuff with everybody, with my friends and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
One of the rules my mom had when we came home from school was homework first and then fishing second. Because I grew up next to a pond, which was pretty cool, and it had bass, panfish, which my dad helped me get into down there. Cool. So every day after work or after school, I'd get right home and I'd knock the homework out if I had any, or if I brought any home, and go down there and fish the rest of the day till dinner time, or even later.
Nice,
very cool.
So that was pretty cool. Again, just having the local pond, which was a great something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then my dad got me into archery a little bit because he was into archery. And as he progressed through his new bows and his new setups, it kind of piqued my interest. That helped out a lot there. And then, of course, that evolved into the gun hunting and the deer hunting with the family, friends. So that was always a big thing, especially with our family.
Yeah.
Big family, real outdoors hunting background, So then I think, I'm not even sure how old I was, but I want to say it was like 15 or 16. I shot my first doe with my dad's old Remington.
Nice.
Shotgun, so that was pretty cool. My first doe was a 5.5-year-old doe, pretty good sized doe.
Oh yeah,
wow, that's cool.
That's a big one.
Even till this day, I have no issue shooting does. Some guys like holding off, but we got such a concentration of deer around here that we just got to send them out.
Mm, that's right. That's right. Plus, they are really, really good to eat.
Oh yeah, tastes delicious.
Yeah, and you can't eat the antlers, like everybody says, So and you got to make sure you get at least one in the freezer before you get crazy worried about that big buck, So,
right. Yep.
But no, then like I say, with our family having property and the hunting thing was always a big thing, and whether I was sitting with my dad, hunting, or whether I'm hunting by myself, it was just a great way to grow up,
Absolutely.
And of course that fell into football and into high school, and then meeting my wife now, who is my wife now. We met back in high school back then. That was another thing through school. We've been together ever since.
Very cool.
Also got my first job coming out of school.
Oh wow!
Worked from my uncle. Great. We had a co-op program through school, where after past the first half of the day, you had a co-op program. We could leave for work for a couple hours.
Yep.
And
that's very cool.
So I got into work with my uncle. He was a residential framer, a residential builder, and I got into the carpentry world through him. So,
very cool.
Very cool. That's Jesse. That's interesting. You say that I did the same thing in high school.
Yep.
Here at AMS. I worked at, I think they called it like a youth apprenticeship program. That after fifth hour, I got to come here and work, and that counted as a credit. And I always used to think, "Holy cow, this is awesome."
It was kind of crazy leaving school early was pretty cool, but then you go right to work, and then you got to go from there back to football practice or whatever it may be. Yep. But it was a cool option to have, and it worked out great.
Yeah, absolutely. It was neat.
That's really cool.
And those vehicles don't run for free, so you had to have that money for that gas money to go hang out.
Yep. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and then after that, then that, of course, that evolved into being self-employed for about 10 years. After I had a couple other jobs of other residential stuff, I got more. I'm like, well, I might as well do my own thing. I've got the tools and some knowledge, so I did my own thing for about 10 years or so. And
nice.
then so probably for the last 7 years, I've been a union carpenter. But prior to that, me and the wife got married. Like I said, we've been dating since '99.
Wow.
We've been married since 2012. So this will be our 11th year anniversary, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
That's
bet.
Very cool. Yeah.
We got 3 kids. We've got 2 boys, 8 and 4. We got preschool and second grade. And of course now they're getting into sports, and my oldest he started in flag football. I think he's going to get into tackle football this year. He's also been in baseball, basketball, Cub Scouts, and now my youngest is actually starting T-ball this year. So things are getting busy now.
I was going to say you're gonna be a busy guy.
And then, for my 40th birthday, we just had our 3rd baby. We ended up having a baby girl last November, so she's about 5 months old.
Oh my gosh!
Very cool. Congratulations! Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
that's a quick rundown. I think it might have been a little too long, but
no, that's perfect, man.
Thank you.
You betcha. Before I move on with my next question, Jesse, I just got to ask you, because yesterday we were texting each other about the schedule for today's podcast and stuff, and you sent me over a video, and I could see flashing lights and a bunch of burnt ground and stuff.
Uh-oh.
And you said you were doing some yard work, but it kind of got out of control. You want to tell me what exactly happened in that?
Yeah. Well, I was outside doing some random projects, and we had just got a grill the week before, and just finally put it together the day before. Had a couple boxes, thinking, hey, good time to go burn some boxes. Got a couple boxes going there, and I went, turned my back to the first box, got the second box, came back, and I seen that the wind had blew some of the flaming cardboard into the grass next to it, about 10 feet away. And next thing you know, I've got a little wildfire going, so I'm trying to put it out with a rake and trying to snuff it out here and there. But the wind was, it was a little too windy for that, obviously, and bad decision, I guess. Well, that turned into me calling 911 because I was losing ground too fast. And by the time they got here with the fire trucks, it probably had, I don't know, probably 2 football fields on fire, about 4-foot flames just taking off through the canary grass.
Oh my gosh!
So I've got. Yeah, long story short, I ended up having to call the fire department in, and they brought a couple different towns in, and of course where it drops off behind my house is black muck, so they can't drive back there, so they had to do a lot of backpack stuff and go and try to fight it on foot. A couple of rangers, a couple of yeah. So I've got about 3 or 4 acres of burnt ground behind my house.
What was the house okay, Jesse? Everything okay?
Yeah, the swamp was the downwind side of my house was the swampy area, and of course that was the way the wind was blowing. Luckily, so
okay, good.
If it would have been if it would have came the other way, it would have been green grass and it would have been fine. But since it was going into the dead grass, yeah, bad call on my part. But
well, we're glad everything turned out good for you. But you'll have some nice looking. I mean, it's actually good to have stuff burn like that to get all that stuff out of there. So you'll have some nice green looking, I guess, weeds again coming back up.
Yeah, we're if I choose to, I got a good spot for a food plot now. So
there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect start. Yep.
But luckily, nobody got hurt, and luckily there's no houses that way. I got neighbors both sides, but they're in front. So
yep. I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah, it definitely was eventful, but it was not planned. I know that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad everything worked out there. Jesse, back to the bow fishing portion of this. I guess my question is, how did you get started in bow fishing? Just give us the basic bare bones answer to that. How did you get started?
Well, I mean, it kind of starts back in like 05-ish. We used to have I've been with my wife's family for so long. We had a cabin up north, and we get a bunch of friends go up there and hang out like in the summertime. And we got one day just out of the blue, we just got seeing the carp flopping in the shallows and the backwaters, and we started seeing some gar. As later in the day, as the boat traffic died down, we started seeing a bunch of gar in the middle of the lake, and the lights kind of came on, and we started thinking. We looked into it, and we scrounged around some spears and some spotlights, and I don't know if it was that trip or the next trip up there, but we ended up going up there chasing after some fish. My father-in-law's fishing ski deep V crestliner.
Nice. And, there you go.
Then from there, that was like that guy that ignited the spark, got the bug going. We ended up trading out spotlights for some halogens and a small generator, and that turned into getting some old bows and just the whole evolution from there. That's kind of what the first, like I said, that's probably what started it, though.
Cool. Very cool.
I mean, my dad was into it back in the day, but he was kind of out of it by the time I got more into archery and all that stuff. But it's pretty cool to be able to take him back out now that I got my boat and stuff. We can go back out and do it again.
Heck yeah. That's so interesting because that's how it happens to a lot of the people that have never gone bow fishing. They go with somebody, and pretty soon they're buying a 16-foot boat.
Right.
Have that for a couple of years, and they're buying an 18-foot boat, and they're buying a 20-foot boat, and getting different generators and LED lights versus halogens, and it just.
And pretty soon you're in a nicer setup than the one that you were introduced in.
Yeah,
you got a nicer setup than the one that you were taking out.
It's so cool because you just see that progression when people get into bow fishing.
The evolution.
The evolution. Yeah, that's right. So Jesse, what is your favorite part of bow fishing in Michigan?
Well, I mean, I guess the biggest thing is the fact that we just have so much accessible public waters with multiple rough fish species. It's so simple. I mean, depending on your, how much you're into it, or whatever, but it's easy to get started. It's easy to do. There's lots of access. I mean, it's, as long as you're not on some of the bigger, more populated lakes, it's pretty well received. There's obviously issues here and there, but I've even got people with private that have private the presidents of these private associations that actually call me up. Hey, when you come in, like some of the people know they've got issues with the carp, and they actually want us to come shoot them. So which works out good. It's just like I said, Michigan's kind of similar to Wisconsin as far as the waters. We just have water everywhere, and it just makes it easier for us to enjoy our sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. So Jesse, just give us the backstory here. What's the biggest fish you've ever shot in Michigan?
Well, haven't been serious about this for a shorter period of time, I should say, but I've never actually got out and do a whole lot of stuff in other states. But I mean, I've shot 3 or 4 buffs just under 40 pounds here in Michigan in our tournaments and stuff. Obviously, there's bigger fish and there's more fish elsewhere to get, but I haven't made those fish yet. But I'm just as happy shooting a 39-pound buff as I am shooting a 28-pound common.
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
I just have a question for you, Jesse. Those buffs that you have over there, or maybe you have both, but what's more common over there, the smallmouth or the big mouth buff?
I'd say the big mouth, the blacks, they're way more.
Yeah.
Here.
Yep. Same as over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't broke the 40-pound mark yet on anything yet, but that's my goal for this year. We'll see what happens.
Very cool. I'm sure that you'll get that taken care of over there. Now,
if I can run into a grassy and get lucky one of these days, we've got more and more grass over here, and I think we had a 60-pounder come into our tournament, one of our BAM shoots, last year, the year before, which was pretty eye-opening because I knew we had them, but I didn't realize that we had that caliber.
Sure.
Maybe not as many as other states, but they're definitely here, so that'd be cool to get onto one of those.
Absolutely. Now, you are also the president of the Bowfishing Association of Michigan. How long have you been the president, and what made you want to do that?
Well, I mean, it all kind of jumps back into like the evolution with the whole bowfishing. I started, as many of us were all on the Bowfishing Country forum, and I met a few guys from Michigan on there. And Rick Russell was one of the guys that he was building a boat. We kind of met up. I helped him out. He took me out a few times, introduced me to a few other people that he knew. Brian Gilson being one of them, and he turned into being our band president. And then as he was probably in his third or fourth year, I actually jumped on the band board as the prize director, and I think I did that for 2 years. And then Brian was ready to kind of step down if he had somebody to step in his shoes. So we talked, and I accepted, and now I'm going on. This is my 4th year as president. So it's been pretty fun. I mean, it's just
absolutely
it keeps you involved and keeps you wanting to do more with the club, and it's a good thing,
Sure, that's really it's really a great thing to do because you're volunteering to do this,
right? And
you're volunteering to do it because you love it,
right?
Yep. And because you want to make it better,
and
you want people to enjoy it.
Yep.
So yeah, hats off to you, Jesse, for doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep. So Jesse, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. You discussed that. What do you think the biggest challenge of being the BAM president is?
I'd say probably trying to stay ahead of the negative, negative assumptions of bowfishing. With people leaving fish whether it's the ditches or on the boat ramps for pictures that they just take off. Because the dumping of the fish is obviously a bad thing, which gives us a big black eye. So we've done all we can do to, whether we pick them up or whether we post signs, which we've done. It's illegal to dump fish here, and here's a number to call if you need help. We've tried to cross all them bridges.
Sure.
And trying to obviously negative information travels faster than the good, so we're trying to do what we can do to stay ahead of that. Whether it's or people that maybe have airboats or people that maybe have a loud generator. I mean, we also have to try to describe to them, hey, there's certain people, maybe they've pissed people off, or maybe they've pushed maybe they weren't being as respectful as others. But I mean, it's just that constant, like, this is what we're doing, this is what we're here for, this is a good thing. It's just trying to keep that positive, keep that positive vibe going as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm seeing that now here in Wisconsin too. And that's one thing I always like to bring up. And season is here, so it's time to bring it up again, Schmitty. Don't dump your fish.
Don't dump. Don't.
Come on. Don't. If you're going to do that in bowfishing, don't bowfish. I'd sooner have you not even bowfish.
Yeah.
If you're going to dump them in boat landings and ditches where people can see them, don't do that. You're not a bowfisher.
And we've discussed too, Matt, the number one thing that you should do in preparation for going out shooting fish is know what you're going to do with those fish after you're done shooting.
Right.
Even before your boat prep or equipment prep, you got to know what you're going to do with these fish if you get into some. So,
your local farmers, you know, I'm sure a lot of us live in rural areas where there's farmers around. They'll gladly take them.
Yeah.
You know, give them a 30-pack of beer.
Yep.
Offer to help them out or buy them some sausage or something like that, some beef sticks and stuff like that. They're glad to take it for you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
They're glad to take it for you.
Yep.
Now, we've got a big event coming up here, Jesse. And this big event happens to be over there in Michigan. You, along with some great volunteers, will be hosting the Bowfishing Association of America Worlds over there in Michigan. How is all this going so far, Jesse, for you guys?
Overall, I'd say we're doing good. I mean, it's obviously a big endeavor to take on.
You bet it is. Yep.
We've had a few changes as far as host and as far as location, but we just got to roll with the changes, you know, and that's what we're doing. The new location saves us a lot of money, opens up a little bit more room, easier in and easier out. We're not right downtown of a big city, which is can be a bad thing sometimes. It's just going to be more streamlined, I think, and more easier. Plus, I think that we're going to be saving. I already know we're saving money, and the people that I've got helping us with other things as far as like donating trailers and dump trailers and a gooseneck for our stage. We've been getting a lot of stuff donated, which is saving us more money. So the more money we keep saving, it just that adds more money to payouts, which obviously people are looking for bigger payouts. So that's all working out great there. Fish disposal is always a big thing, and we get hooked up with a farmer that's local right there, and he's going to take our fish. And so it's
nice, very nice.
It's all kind of falling together pretty nicely. So we're just going to keep pushing forward and hope for good weather, and I think it'll be a great turnout. So.
That's awesome. That's
very
awesome.
Cool.
And one thing I know that you were kind of excited about when you told me about this move that you're making is you're going to have the weigh-ins that are going to be under a covered pavilion kind of
nice,
you know?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got access to we right in the parking and right in the barns. We've got a 60 by 200 barn, so we'll be able to have the sides lined with vendors, and then the middle will have room for double traffic going around the stage. Have a double line for weigh-in. They got a PA inside the barn, so I mean it's all lining up almost like be very similar to like the EMS shoot, you know. It's with the ones you guys used to do at the fairgrounds there,
right?
And bring everybody inside. That way, if we do get bad weather, I mean, we can keep the weigh-in part of it, you know, out of the weather and under the roof, you know.
Exactly. That's really cool. And the people are going to really appreciate that, you know.
Oh yeah. Yep, that'll be received nicely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so, and that even helps. That helps the vendors too, because they don't have to worry about having to set up tents outside and the wind blowing stuff away.
Right.
Being able to put it inside and close the doors at night.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do Friday through Sunday, so they have options to sell their stuff for 3 days, which gives everybody more chances to maybe make a couple more dollars, you know, and get the word out, meet some more people. So I think being inside will be a great thing, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm just going to say this, Jesse, Matt and I have been, I won't say the event, but we've been to a couple places where we had an outside setup, and most of the time it can be very nice, but we've been in some that it was so windy.
Yeah.
That we were sitting there, you had to like squint your eyes not to get all kinds of dust and dirt in them. So that is very appreciated from the vendor point of view. That's very cool. Jesse, what can teams expect when they travel to Michigan and hit the waters as far as water clarity, fish species? What can they expect?
I mean, obviously depending on whether the wind or the weather and location, but I'm thinking overall, we've got pretty clear waters. I mean, there's some places that are crystal clear, but I mean, I think on average it's pretty clear waters. There's plenty of target species, you know, as far as the rough fish, we've got mostly common. The dogfish will be everywhere. Obviously, certain other areas will have higher concentrations of the buffs and the long nose or short nose.
Okay.
The gar. Then there's plenty of fullback, suckers, goldfish. Depending on the area you get in, you can shoot know, 80 goldfish a night if you want, you know, depending on where you want to go.
Good, 80 goldfish in some spots?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my, what in the world? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you got to kind of work the area, and, you know, that's where you're picking them out. But, I mean, yeah, when they're in spawning, you know, whether it's the catfish coming in or whether it's the gar coming in, you hit them spawns just right, and you've got lots of fish. You know, you see the sheer numbers, obviously, during the spawn.
Sure.
Very
so
cool.
I'm thinking, so for the big 20 guys, they're going to be chasing the commons and trying to look for some of them buffs. And then for your number shooters, you've got, what do you say? You got your quillbacks, your suckers, your dogfish, your gar, your goldfish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so you've got a pretty good little mixture there for both both divisions to go out after. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, and with the timing of the event, usually that's pretty well prime time with the spawn. Obviously, you can't ever guarantee peak time, but hopefully, I mean, on average, that's one of the hottest times. So they're either going to be, you know, pre-spawn or spawning, or, I mean, as far as the commons go, it's going to be, hopefully, cross fingers, it should be, you know, great timing.
Right.
But yeah, then there's also, we got, depending if you get in the different waters, then you got tons of shad to shoot. There's just a wide variety. That, you know, just obviously if everybody's doing their homework, you're going to find what you want. So
gotcha. Yep.
That's crazy. So I just want to touch back on this, Jesse. 80 goldfish?
you're going crazy over this.
No, I feel like we see like a picture of one and it's like a rare. Oh, someone shot a goldfish, but 80 in one night? Like what's
that's going to be rare, but I mean, you get guys that can shoot, and you get guys in the certain areas, and you find the right time.
Wow,
it's doable. Yeah. It's doable, and I've shot one personally myself. I wear size 12 work boots, and I had one on my boat that was as big as my foot.
Oh my god! What?
Yeah,
you're just amazed.
I am.
I wish you guys could all see Derek's face over, because he's like, he doesn't know. He's like in shock.
At first, I thought you said 8 goldfish, and I thought that was crazy. Then I'm like, no, he said 80, and then you've got ones that are as big as your boot. Okay, sorry, that's crazy. That's kind of cool. That's neat.
I mean, it's like I say, it's gonna be hard to get 80, but I think it's doable with the right conditions, the right people.
Yeah,
wow.
It's definitely they may not all be you know 5-pounders or 3-pounders, but there's numbers.
Wow.
And anywhere from pretty much all white to we've seen some that were mostly black. We've seen some, you know, goldfish to get the whole spectrum of colors. You know.
Yeah, I can remember. I don't know what year it was. 2014, 2013. I was over there shooting in the Great Lakes Bowfishing Championship, and our trolling motor went to crap on us the first morning of the tournament. It's a 2-day event, so we were doing a lot of wading, and I can remember wading around, you know, knee-deep water, and I looked down, and all of a sudden I can see this. It reminded me of an orange, of a person deer hunting in blaze orange.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like moving through the reeds underwater.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, oh, a goldfish. Oh, my God. There's a goldfish right there. I missed it by a mile.
You got all excited.
Yeah, because we don't have.
No.
I mean, we don't have. There's some, but there's not a lot.
Yeah.
Not like what you guys have over there in Michigan. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's really cool.
Like I say, that's like perfect conditions too. I mean, like I say, it's doable. But I mean, if we're going to go out and play fish, you know, whether we pick Saginaw Bay or Erie or wherever they go, I mean, you're gonna run to a handful here and there, you know. But if there's certain areas you want to just go target them, if you find that right timing, you know, find that right patch of weeds they want to be in. I mean, And then we also have the other goldfish, we call them brown eyes. They're basically a goldfish. They don't have any color, so they look like almost like a darker carp. They look like a miniature goldfish, but they're more of like the greenish brownish color. And there's tournaments where guys will just target those with some of our number shoots for our BAM shoots, and they'll just bring in brownies, you know, brown eyes, and
well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And like I said, it sounds like both divisions are going to be able to have some great opportunities at what they're targeting.
Yeah, target-rich environment for whatever you're looking to target.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the targets are here. It's the biggest thing. It just all depend on the weather. So.
Yep. And Jesse, teams can still sign up for the Worlds. Correct?
Yep. Sign up's still open. I think we're probably going to close it a week before the event.
Okay.
So that gives us time to figure out payouts and if we wait too long, it makes it hard on everybody as far as that finalizing all that stuff with registration and stuff. You wait too long, it's just hard on people that are signing people up, and they're trying to shoot fish. They're in the tournament also, so we're trying to probably be a week out. We'll probably close it, but that gives people plenty of time, to get signed up. We're doing good right now. We're over 75, I believe, right now. So
very cool. I'm
hoping to get 100 teams. That'd be awesome. I know a couple other ones that are still thinking about signing up, but
that's
just
awesome.
Cross our fingers for good weather, and I think that everything should work out pretty good. And most teams that are involved, it's going to be a good time. So
very cool. So Jesse, if somebody wants to look into this, they're thinking about shooting it, but they need a little more information, red zone maps, location of the tournament. Where can somebody go to find some of that information, Jesse?
Yeah, they just head over to the BAA Facebook page. We do all of our updates on there. As far as our online auctions we're doing to raise some money.
Yep.
Or as far as information, or as far as updated rules or updated red zones. We still have a few things to iron out yet. Majority of the stuff's already done, but we're just, we're all busy. Like you say, we're volunteers. We're doing our best to get all the information out. And with these late changes we've had, we're still ironing a couple details out. But and also if they wanted to sign up, they can get on there and get through the same link on the BAA page. There's a link for World's entry, and it's going to be through PayPal. And it's $300 for each class, whether it's big 20 or numbers, or if you get in both, it's $500.
Okay.
So.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that I could recognize with you a lot, looking at a tournament aspect of everything, is you had to move the tournament from the original location to a different location, just because things came up and things happened. All right. And I remember seeing a lot of comments on there where like, we've never heard of that happening before, where something like that happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We had to do that in last year's AMS Big 20 2 weeks before the tournament. Mm-hmm. I found out when I came back from a bowfishing trip a month before the tournament that the fairgrounds was completely torn up, and the director of the fairgrounds didn't notify me of this.
Yeah.
And the whole area where the boats are parked, where we take off from, was all big under construction. There were big dirt piles. Yeah. So I'm scrambling around trying to find a location for everything. So I know how you're feeling on that, and stuff does happen, and people have to realize that, that sometimes a move has to be made for the better.
Right.
Or a move has to be made because something happened.
Right.
And you just out of your control, and you just have to move it.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys and your whole crew are doing a great job, because I know you're really excited about the new location and everything that's kind of coming together now with people, nonprofits not charging you guys for stuff, like you said, the fish disposals and stuff like that there. So you guys are doing a great job, Jesse, and everybody really appreciates that. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just we're adding on a day, so we're gonna be Friday through Sunday versus the Saturday to Sunday from prior. It's gonna save us money in the long run because this place is cheaper, and it's easier in, easier out. It's more room. We got the big barn available. I mean, it's all in all, it's saving us money, and it's saving me and our crew a little bit of work, and it's closer to home for us as far as location for us to come check things out. And then their requirements for insurances and stuff are a little different. So that's what people need to realize, is the people that are putting this on, we're doing this for a reason. We're not doing this to throw a monkey wrench out there for fun. It's in good faith. It's to save some money. It's to save some stress. It should all equal for a better tournament, I'm hoping.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Jesse, it seems you've also started up a bowfishing podcast. Tell us a little bit about that.
We had one of our members, Jason. He's our BAM treasurer. He's been interested in doing something like that for a while, and he just kind of decided to take the reins, and we said go for it. So he's got our first podcast out there, just talking general information as far as BAM and as far as our tournaments this year. We've got the date set. We just have a few things to iron out as far as actual locations, because some of the locations we don't go to public boat ramps all the time. We try to, for a band, to try to save some money. We're trying to figure out where the fish disposal is going to be first, and then if we can find a farmer that wants them, or even a member of our group that says they can take fish, we'll go to their place. They'll take the fish from there. Either they'll dig a hole, or they'll spread them on the fields for fertilizer, or So we're trying to. It makes it a little trickier as far as finalizing things, with the weather and stuff, but it helps out in the long run.
Sure. Were you guys by chance inspired by anybody that you listened to in the past to start a bowfishing podcast? Just curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure. I mean, you guys are doing great, and it's something that's good going forward as far as getting the word out to people. It's a new way of advertising. It's a new way of information out.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people are getting sick of the general news. They're getting sick of the stuff on Facebook. And a podcast, they can put their earbuds in, they can go mow their yard, they can go garden, they can go work.
Yep.
It's just, one of the things that they can pick their topic they're interested in and listen to the podcast.
Absolutely.
So, Jesse,
bowfishing stuff.
Yeah. So, what's the name of the podcast, and where can people listen to it?
I wasn't prepared for that question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's got it. He's got it on a couple different platforms, a couple different places. I listened to it on Spotify.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And I think it's just underneath of our name, Bowfishing Association of Michigan.
Gotcha.
And there's a picture of our emblem on the front of it.
Cool.
I'm not exactly sure where he initially uploads it or whatever, but it's out on most of the main streaming.
Sure. Cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Cool. Best of luck to you guys on the podcasting, Jesse. Yep. It's a lot of fun. You guys will enjoy it. Yep. So I'm going to wrap. Go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say I think it's going to be a good thing as far as getting information out and keeping people involved and keep people I don't know the word for it. Trying to keep everybody waiting for the next episode. Get some more information to them and
everybody engaged.
Maybe get some guests on there. It should be good.
Jesse, I'm going to finish us up with a question. I want to know what your favorite bowfishing memory is.
I mean, there's lots of them that come to my mind. Nothing crazy. Like I say, I haven't really been out of state and shooting a bunch of different species or nothing. But just from what I've been doing, obviously I love shooting bigger fish every year. That's always an awesome thing to do. Mm-hmm. But I get the most enjoyment just taking people out.
Okay.
Whether back in the day when I just drove the boat and let people shoot off the front, or now that I have my own setup, taking people out on my fan rig, and getting, whether it's my kids or whether it's their kids, in like our youth tournament we do every year. Brian was our president, and now he's actually taken over as the youth director. So every year we have a bigger and bigger event for the youth, or whether it's my uncle or my buddy, just getting them on a fish, whether it's the third or fourth night or the first night. Just getting them into it, getting them hooked onto it, and just to share the sport with other people. That's kind of what I enjoy the most, I'd say.
Yep, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to let you get back to work, Jesse. I know you're a busy guy, but I think what you guys are doing over there and getting ready for the BAA Worlds over there, you guys are doing a great job. Hats off to you guys, because it's not easy putting on an event like this here. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of headaches also, So and for being the Bowfishing Association of Michigan's president and all that stuff there, you're a very busy guy. You've got a family and all that stuff there. So thank you for, stepping up and helping out in the bowfishing world out there in Michigan. That's very cool, Jesse.
Yeah, no problem.
Yep. And we will hopefully be seeing you here in a little over a month over there in Michigan. And if you want, go and check it out on the Bowfishing Association of America's Facebook page, all the information for the tournament and all that stuff. But thank you very much, Jesse, for joining us, and we wish you the best over there this year.
All righty. Well, thank you for having me.
You bet. Thanks, Jesse, and have a great day.
Thanks.
See you guys.
I still, it's hard to believe it's.
That's really got you.
I'm dumbfounded. 80? I haven't seen 80 pictures of goldfish separately.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, maybe it's not that weird, but that blew me away.
Yeah.
I thought he misspoke.
I remember when I shot that tournament twice. I know the first year I saw that goldfish and I missed it. The second year, we were out drifting in about 3 feet of water. The carp were slowly moving in to start spawning and stuff like that there. And off to the one far side, we could see a white carp.
Oh.
With black spots on it and orange spots on it.
Like
and
a koi pattern type deal?
Kind of like that, yeah. We tried to chase it down, but we could never catch up to it.
Sure.
And it just finally vanished in the water.
Have you ever shot a goldfish?
No.
No, okay.
No. No. Because there's, you have goldfish and you also have gold carp.
Right.
So you have koi carp.
Yep.
You have and then you get your fantails.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of
butterfly carp. That's
butterfly. Yep. Butterfly. Yep. Just something in the genes. But goldfish are not. They don't have the barbells You know, like the carp.
Yep.
Up there around their mouth area and stuff like that. So there are some differences. I know koi have a lot. Their scales are a lot smaller.
Right.
They're more torpedo shaped, but they are still part of the carp family.
Yeah. Honestly, screw a 40-pound common. I want to shoot a 3-pound goldfish. I don't know. Maybe I got a little bit of a new deal now, but oh my gosh, if I ever see
that might be one of your new goals, Smitty.
Yeah.
We'll shoot a goldfish.
We're gonna cross out whatever the heck I had on last week. I want to shoot a goldfish.
Yeah. And all those goldfish that are over there swimming around probably ended up, one at a carnival.
Yeah.
Years and years and years ago and got flushed down the toilet.
And then there must have been a couple, and this must be a self-sustaining, population.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know every year when I would go, or those 2 years when I shot the GLBC, there was goldfish. They had, largest goldfish for each day and stuff like that there, and they'd be laid out there.
Wow.
Big old bellies full of eggs and stuff.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's neat. That's very cool. That's very cool.
You know what that means, Schmitty?
I do.
That's the end of episode 57 right here on the Bowfishing Buzz, brought to you by AMS Bowfishing and
Megamouth Bowfishing as well.
It's time.
It is. It's here.
I'm going out tonight, so I'm going to get down out of this podcasting booth, upload this episode, and I'm going to get the boat ready, Schmitty.
Yeah. Yep. Just a quick reminder to everybody, go comment on our photo contest, go order some accessories, and go buy yourself one of these hats. Those 3 things.
That's right, Schmitty. 20% off accessories, AMS and Megamouth.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wild times we're living in.
Get out there on the water. From all of us here at AMS Bowfishing, we wish you the best of luck. And remember, aim low
and think big. Thanks for listening, everybody.